आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षु श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Om. May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, mind, all the sensory and motor organs become powerful and efficient. All is verily the Brahman, one without second reality, blissful and peaceful. Let me never deny this truth of oneness. May this truth never reject me either. I am aware that the experience of this truth requires many spiritual qualities mentioned in Upanishads to be inculcated. May all those virtues or qualities be with me. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Let us feel the oneness of all existence in God. Like all ice cubes are one in this substance, their shapes, sizes different, but the same substance appears in all. That is the God. Our very existence, our self, let us feel this all-pervading presence of God in our heart. Let us feel it as a most beautiful and fragrant flower. Kept within the heart. It is luminous too. Let us concentrate on that. I see its colorful, luminous beauty, and captivating divine fragrance. Has filled my personality. Washing away all desires appearing due to impurities. In fact, my ego is also washed away. The difference, I and world, is gone. The luminous, blissful presence of the divine alone is there. Om. Peace, peace, peace. So, dear friends, let us begin our today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam with our usual chant. Janmadhyasya yatonvayadhitarata Chartheshvabhinyaswarat Tene brahmhridaya adikavaye Muhyanti yatsurayah Tejo varimridam yatha vinimayo Yatra trisargo mrifa Dhamna svena sada nirastakuhakam Satyam param dhimahi. That from whom the creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe take place, who is both the instrumental and material cause of it, who is omniscient, is the only one having self-mastery, being the one independent entity, who illumined the mind of Brahma with the Vedic revelation, whose wisdom is the wonder of even the greatest sages, in whom the world of the three gunas subsists, just as the combination of materials like fire, water, and earth, subsist in their causes without changing their elemental nature, in whose consciousness there is nothing false. In that, on that truth supreme, we meditate. So this is actually the first verse of this book, Srimad Bhagavatam, and gives the essential matter contained in it, that it is meditation on the truth supreme. Means there is a truth supreme and there is a relative truth, the truth that appears to our senses and mind, the relative truth. So that is different for different people, different creatures. It is not same. Everybody does not see the same thing and not in the same way either. So therefore, that is the relative truth. That is not the truth supreme, because it is a very small fraction, and again it keeps on shifting and changing. That is why it is not truth supreme. So we still cherish the desire for realizing truth supreme. Truth is the drag or the goal of all human beings. We want to see the truth, know the truth, and therefore we have all these basically, that is the purpose of it, all the learning, all schools, universities, all are there. We learn, means we do not know everything fully. That is why there is the need to learn. If we already know everything, if we know the truth, then why learn? The very idea that we need to learn means we do not know everything fully. Our knowledge, we know a little bit, but then we need to learn more. We need to actually see the ultimate, essential, supreme truth. And so, the sages say that we meditate on it. It gives also the nature of this truth, how it can be attained. It cannot be attained by reading books. It is not attainable by, say, going to various scholars and then getting their opinions. No, as the great Kathopanishad says, that this cannot be gotten by having lot of intellect or by listening or reading a lot. Then how one gets it? It is said that those who intensely aspire for it, to that being through the process of meditation, this self reveals itself. Yameva esha vrinate tena labhyah tasesha atma vivrinate tanum swam. It gets manifested in the awareness through such deep meditation, that otherwise nayam atma pravachanena labhyah na medhaya na bahuna shrutena, that by a lot of talking, pravachana, you can't get that, not by listening or reading a lot. So, not by a very penetrative and deep, incisive intellect. No, they are not sufficient. How does one get it then? One has to have intense longing for it. Through that longing, one keeps on thinking about it, meditates upon it. As the story told by Sri Ramakrishna, that a disciple came to the teacher, oh, I want to experience God, I want to have the knowledge of God. When can I get it? And then teacher said, come with me. I want to take a dip in the holy waters there in the river. Come to me, come with me. And they both then followed. And then he told the disciple, okay, you also take a dip. And as the disciple took the dip, the teacher followed and held the head of that disciple in the water for a couple of minutes. And then afterwards, as the disciple was gasping for breath, what were you feeling inside the water? Oh, I was gasping for breath. Oh, I was intensely craving for breath. So he said, when you feel like that for God, then you will get God. It is not a matter of studying many books. There is this longing necessary. That longing makes one meditate. Whatever you long for, you keep on thinking about it. Keep on, that thought never leaves you. That is a kind of meditation. It is described that a lover keeps on thinking about beloved. If also you want something to happen, then you keep on thinking about that. So it is like Vitthal wants that some team to win the Super Bowl. So keeps on in his head, that thought keeps on going on all the time. And whatever else he is doing, but that thought doesn't leave. All the time that is there. He may be eating, he may be doing his school homework and all that, but still that thought keeps on reverberating. So that is a kind of a meditation. So one has to have that longing for God, and then through that longing, intense meditation happens. And it keeps on happening. Even when you are not consciously thinking of sitting and meditating. When you sit for meditation, that is an effort. But then there is this spontaneous meditation on something you like very much. Your mind automatically is going there. So this is the truth supreme on which the sages meditate, because they are desirous of it. We were seeing last Friday this story of how through the intense meditation of a very, in the common parlor, it is a very perverse type of attitude. These two demons, they attained the supreme devotion and merged with God. And that story was being narrated, that there are various ways in which the love functions. The modes of function are different. Like a mother loves the child, it is one mode of love. The child is loving mother, another mode of love. Then there is the love between two friends. They love each other. Now that is a different mode in which it functions. So it is, the scriptures describe 5 such modes. And there is one which is not mentioned there in these 5 moods, because it is rare and very difficult to practice, and that is being very inimical to God. That because it is very rare, very difficult. So when you are inimical to God, then what happens? That makes you think about God all the time. So how did it happen? So we were going to see that story. We saw a part of it last Friday, but not everything. So now we shall continue from where we left on last Friday. So, as you know, this is the discussion going on between the sage Vidura, who is asking questions to Maitreya. And then Maitreya is telling something that Brahma had told him. That Brahma says, what happened? These 4 holy sages, Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatan and Sanat Kumar, they were actually born out of Brahma himself. So desirous of meeting with God, they went to Vaikuntha, where is the abode of Lord Hari. And then as they saw, it was all so beautiful. And because Lord was living there, it became tremendously beautiful. The beauty is imparted by God alone. Nothing in itself can be beautiful. It is the association with God that makes anything appear beautiful. And therefore, in the world, what appears to be beautiful today may not appear beautiful tomorrow. It is a fleeting beauty, comes and goes, because in itself nothing is beautiful. It is the presence of God that alone makes it beautiful. There is St. John of Cross, his spiritual canticle of soul. There the beloved has vanished, and then the lover is looking for where is my beloved gone, and then ask the flowering plants there, did you see my beloved? It seems that you had his touch, because as he passed near you, he coated all of you with this exquisite beauty. It is, he imparts beauty to anything. So that is the beautiful, the source of all beauty. Just like we think that sugar is the source of sweetness. You add sugar in something and then that becomes sweet. So similarly, God, when something is associated with God, gets the touch of God, then that becomes very beautiful. So they came to this big city of Vaikuntha, all exquisitely beautiful. That beauty could not be compared with anything, because it was the abode of God. And so there was just no description for that beauty beyond all words. So they were immensely happy by seeing that, and then because of whose presence, whose association, this city has become so beautiful. So how beautiful that God himself would be. Thinking of that, they started going to the palace of God. They entered and then they had to go through 7 gates. So 6 gates they crossed without any problem. At the 7th gate, there were these 2 gatekeepers, Jaya and Vijaya. And then this Jaya Vijaya, they became a little bit arrogant because they were with God. So they thought that, hey, we are big people and we are the companions of God. We got this wonderful association of God. Lord trusts in us. And so now, instead of making them humble because of that, they became full of a bit of pride. And in that pride, in that that arrogance comes out of it. I am somebody big. Who are you? A little power, when you cannot digest that power, that makes you arrogant. I am a big person. And that arrogance they took out on these 4 sages. They misbehaved with them, and then the sages, they said to them, you are not worthy of being here. You need to be transformed to be worthy of staying this place. You are puffed up with arrogance, and you are thinking yourself to be superior to others, and thus Lord, who is same in all. That is where our desire for sameness comes. We all want to be treated with equal dignity. Justice, the principle of justice is involved in that everybody should be treated in the same way, everybody should get the same justice, same benefits. It is, if not, that's not right. So, here they see you are full of pride. You are not according proper respect. In fact, you are insulting the visitors. We have not come to see you, we have come to see the Lord. And so they said, you being not worthy of stay in this place, go! We are throwing you to the nether worlds. You will be demons, because that is what your behavior is like. It is, you are not worthy of this kind of a divine angelic body, because this body is not the properly manifesting the love, devotion, and the qualities worthy of God. It is manifesting something different. And so, have the body which is properly connected with those inner feelings. That it is according to the inner feelings, let you have a body like that. So that is how we get bodies, How do we get particular bodies? Again, I refer to Kathopanishad. Similar ideas are in Bhagavad Gita and other Upanishads as well. That it is according to our desires and according to our acquisition, our karma as it is called. Like when you say are buying some clothings, then first is, well, what kind of clothing I want. That will be looked for. And then how much money I have to spend for it. And that also one will have to think about. So, if you don't have the money to procure what you really are desirous of, then you have to wait till you get that money. You have to right now, you can buy only within the money that you have. It is, and if it is very, something, if you have very little money, then you can't get more. There is a story that it is one man wanted to buy. It is long ago when there were no electric fans. So in warm weather, people would always keep a hand fan. Many of you might have seen that. These days they have more or less become extinct. Only for fashion some people keep it. But those fans used to be there. So one man wanted to buy such a fan. So he went to a shop, and the shopkeeper showed him something very nice, that here is just a switch, and you keep it, then it moves like that, and you get lot of breeze, very good. He said, okay, what's the cost? This costs just $50. $50, too much, show me something that is of a, less pricey. So he showed something else. This is very nice. You have to just move little bit, and then you get the nice breeze. This one looks so beautiful. You just move like this. This has a handle like this. So this costs $20. This costs $10. No, I don't want. What is it that then you are looking for? Something that I can have for $1. So he was showing all other types of fans. You move like this, press button and so forth. So when he said that I want something for $1, he gave him just one stick. That, this is fan, how do I get breeze from it? You hold it in front of you and move your head like this. So now so if you have only that much to offer, what can you get? So if you have not good karma, that is called karma cash. How you buy the new bodies? You buy it through karma cash. If you have done good work, means good work for others, It is when you work for others, somebody pays you. It is, if you are trimming your own hair, nobody is going to pay you. But if you open a barber shop, trim somebody else's hair, they will pay you. So that is why when you do unselfish work, then you get karma cash. And that is how by doing good work means unselfish work. Now, your desires you can fulfill by using that. Otherwise, those desires, they don't mean anything. It is. So, therefore, you have to have that karma. So, that is how we get our next body. So, these demons were told, you are not worthy of having this body of as such angels. Your thoughts are bad, and so you are pushed to the nether worlds. You will have the life of demons. So, and then while they were doing that, the Lord appeared there. He heard the commotion, something is going on, and rushed there. So, now they saw this Mahavishnu, that after they cursed these Jaya and Vijay, Lord Vishnu appears there in all his glory, and then This was something that they actually came to see. But before they could reach God, God reached them. That is how it happens. That we strive, but how we get it? That God comes to us. It is not that we get to God. We make efforts. We purify ourselves. But then the vision of God comes through God's grace alone. So God appeared before them and they were overwhelmed so much and started praising the Lord. That is what you do when you get overwhelmed by some sight. Then you keep on praising about it, write poetry about it and so forth. So it is said the sages now saw, standing before their eyes, him whom they were in the habit of meditating upon in the heart. His attendants had brought all his paraphernalia. They held two swan-like chowries, means those fans, feather fans. So, on his sides and over him a moon-like ceremonial umbrella with dangling pearl filaments on the fringes, which released cool drops of water under the influence of gentle breeze. So this is all a description, very beautiful. That is how whatever we think of beauty or exceeding that is the form of God, the highest honor we want to accord. So more than a king, like king has a paraphernalia, God's paraphernalia supersedes that also. And this is how the devotees, they think of God, meditate on God. Something, whatever is beautiful, our heart holds on to that. It sticks to that. That is why people go to different sightseeing places, and that let us go and see the African safari. It is so beautiful. Let us go to some that Yosemite Park here, or the Grand Canyon, or let us go and see Taj Mahal, and so many such, because beauty attracts us. So the maximum beauty that you can think of. So the devotees, according to their temperament, associate many things with God. Those who think that, well, God cannot, how can God have all these things? God is beyond all attributes. Yes, God is beyond all attributes for those who have gone beyond all attributes. If I am not beyond attributes, then my God is not beyond attributes. It is, we make this big mistake, big blunder. It is very important, friends, to see that, as Swami Vivekananda mentions, that only those who have gone beyond form, they are not considering themselves as a particular body or a particular form. They alone have the capability, really speaking, to think of God beyond all attributes. Otherwise you may think about it, but that thought is just giving the name, that beyond form, to something that you are conceiving of as form. The name you give to it, please note this, that it is not formless, but you give the name formless to that. Like that, there used to be a humorous TV show, Abbott and Costello. It is so. There is one of them is using the baseball thing. Who is on the first? And now the who is not is actually considered name there. Who is on the first? It is told that the three those posts there in the baseball. So who is on the first? What is on the second? And I don't know on the third. So these are the three names actually, although they don't sound like names. Some years back, it was a news I read that Abbott Costello's prophecy came out to be true. Some Japanese player, his name was Who. So who is on the first now is really somebody on the first. So, but now you say, and there is a lot of humor about it, that he says, who is on the first? This fellow says, I don't know, because he is taking it as a question. Who is on the first? I don't know. No, he is on the third. So it's like that, it goes back and forth. So this now who is the name there. So similarly, we give God a name without attributes. It is an attribute actually, because we are within attributes. Whatever we think of is attributes. Swamiji says that suppose a cow thinks of God, it can be a big cow, that's all. So a very powerful, very big cow. So human beings can think of God only in a human-like form, and whatever best attributes we can think of, we put there on God. So all these things were being seen. Friends, nothing wrong in that. It is, these stories are very important because we should be able to see this, that the only way we can think of the God in the true nature is when we go beyond ego and beyond all attributes. Then only our God also will be free from all attributes. Otherwise, when we are seeing through the eyes, everything will have a shape, a form, a color, and so forth. That is because it is the property of the eyes. When you are seeing through eyes, you cannot see formless. That is not possible for eyes. So, similarly, through our ego, only these things can be seen. So, this description is very good. The idea is to connect to God. And once you connect to it, through that connection, the ego will get dissolved. Then you don't need attributes. There is a very nice example given in Vedanta that if you have some infection in stomach, then you are given some that medication, some Ayurvedic medication. Now also in allopathy also similar things are done, that a medication is given, you drink that medication. Now that medication will throw out that bug will be washed off. And then after the bug is washed off, that medication also gets out by the same route. So it goes away. So similarly, this is the medication, so that our ego will go away. Take this, so that ego will go away, our idea, our illusion about all the names, forms and all that, that will go away. And then this medicine of the description of God, devotion, this, that also need not be there, that also goes away. But till then it is very necessary. And even when these sages, they go beyond it, they keep it with them, because somebody else may need it, so I can give to that fellow. Sages may not need it, but Kartik may need it, so therefore he has to be given that. So they keep the supply of that. So it is something like that. So they are giving such wonderful description. His body, how his body was, that it was his body, his chest was covered with a yellow cloth, held in position by a brilliant waistband. He had on his chest a floral wreath attracting large number of humming bees. So the flowers means, if the flowers are fragrant and good, not plastic flowers, then they will attract the bees also. That were humming bees were there. So his eagle vehicle, that is the description of this Lord Vishnu in these epics, that he rides on eagle. So his eagle vehicle was also there, and the other held in it a play lotus, which he twirled about. That is the his Garuda was his vehicle, and eagle vehicle was Lakshmi. So the Lakshmi was there, Garuda was there, all of that paraphernalia. When you have that, you have everything associated with that comes to your mind. That is how when you chant the name of God, you bring everything. How do you say Vitthal? How do you begin Vishnu Sahasranam? Shuklambara. So there is the nice white cloth, shining cloth, and then you describe so many things, that he has the conch, they discuss the mace, and all those signs. He is riding the Garuda, and that beautiful crown is adoring his head. So all that beautiful description is there. After viewing to their satisfaction the Lord's blue lotus-like face lit with a smile, revealing his jasmine-like teeth, they then looked at and contemplated on his feet. So that is how the devotee keeps on meditating, from head to foot, and then from foot to head. It is absorbing, When you have love, then you do like that. Like a mother when looks at the beloved child, then takes all these things inside, feels the presence more and more with that. So this is all how you take that blessed presence in you. The God has to be actually established in us. So this is the way that through that imagination becomes reality, when it becomes deeper in your life. Go on taking it. Why this world appears to be real to us, And this is because we kept on imagining it for a long time. So it has now become real. It is like that. So, like somebody uh, painted the picture of a girl, very beautiful, and then was thinking about that, and then that became real for him. He fell in love with that girl, you see. Now it is, and then that is all real now. So, this universe, because of our imagination, became real. So, now imagine about the reality. This is the imagination about unreality. Now, use the same method, same technique, like how you give that give the vaccine. What is a vaccine? The same disease, as it were, is put into you slightly, so that that disease will take out this infection. So this is how the same that form is inserted. Now, instead of imagining about imagination, now imagine about reality. So that is how the difference is. So, so they chanted the hymn to Lord, O infinite being, thou who through present, thou who though present in the hearts of all, are not experienced by evil-hearted persons. God's presence is everywhere in all heart, but is not experienced by evil-minded persons. Sometimes I had told, in fact, that conversation I remember many times. One of our devotees, he says that what is the need for spiritual practice? God is in all of us anyway. Isn't it true that God is in us? That's it. Why should I do any spiritual practice? Well, unless you purify yourself, you will not be able to experience that, and thus you will miss the bliss. So, if you want the bliss, purify your heart, see the Lord within. So, therefore, that spiritual practice or sadhana is necessary. By sadhana, you do not create God. God is in your heart, but you see through spiritual practice. It is like if certain these things are there, but very minute, but you cannot see. But when you use microscope, they see. Not that the microscope generates them, but whatever is gets seen by the microscope. There are those little worms in yogurt. Now if you see, you don't see them, but they are very good worms in yogurt, you can eat them. In fact, very healthy. So it is, but when you put a microscope, then you see them all just moving around there. You can see those because now you have the instrument of seeing it. So, when the mind is purified, then we see the God, the source of all happiness, source of complete total fulfillment right within us. And thus they speak of God in this vein and praise the God that let us be born in any state of misery due to our misdeeds. We do not care for the sufferings of it if our minds would even then delight only in thy feet as honey bees do in flowers. So this is what their prayer is. We don't care for anything. We just want to be in your blissful company in our heart. Our heart may never have to give you up. Otherwise, whatever may be our form, whatever miseries may come in life, we don't care about it. So it is, and then they saluted God, and then then the God said to them that, look, it is, the Lord was manifest to them, and then Lord said that these two attendants of mine, Jaya and Vijaya, have misbehaved towards you in disregard of my command, O sages. What you who follow my ideas and intentions have pronounced as punishment for insulting holy men, I accept the validity of it fully. That it is, Lord now starts apologizing. That it is, he said, for what my attendants did to you by way of insult, I deem it as done by myself. When a servant does something wrong, the world attributes it to the master, and the disrepute that one gets that way erodes one's good name as leprosy erodes one's skin. It is because of you, holy men, that the holy waters of my name and excellences have come to possess that extraordinary sanctity, by virtue of which even one dip in it can purify the lowest of the low. That is, the Lord sings the glory of the holy man. It is in that Narad Bhakti Sutra, therefore it is described that there is no difference between the holy man and God, God and God's man. That it is tasmin tajjane bheda bhavat. What a beautiful aphorism it is. So Lord says that therefore whatever punishment you have given to them is, I fully endorse that, and not only that, I take it as my mistake. It is at one that place of pilgrimage, a very famous temple is there. So lot of lakhs, hundreds of thousands of people flock there, and then there is so many people, volunteers are all working there. That and that the chairman of that whole administration, he told, if any of these workers, they did not do work well or did some corruption, know that there is something bad in me. That is why they had the courage to do it. It is my problem. I didn't have that purity, and therefore they could not do it. They also got that. So the problem that is, if the servants are not doing right, then it is the problem of the master. The master. So Lord takes it on himself to show us that this is where how one should behave. And then Lord tells that, okay, now the sages also understood that they didn't do right by becoming upset. As sages, they should not have become upset. Why did they get upset? So they also understood that why Lord has to apologize to us, that is not right. We should not have become so upset and caused God to apologize for this. So they also apologized to God. No, this was not right on part of us. So whatever, although we pronounce the curse, it is up to you. You decide what is to be done. And then Lord says, okay, I fully understand that these two attendants of mine, they had been, told similar things earlier, but at that time, since it was their first offense, it was let go. We decided to let it go. They insulted none other than this Lakshmi. But at that time we decided their first offense. But then now they need to be disciplined. So, but it is nothing permanent, that this they again will come back. So, what did this Lord tell them? That it is Lord gives the final ruling there. The two erring gatekeepers will be born as asuras. Means not the angelic or divine beings, not even like human beings, but the demons, veritable, that all the bad things concentrated in them, the violence, the desires, and all that with all strength, as it were, get concentrated in them. So Lord says that you will be asuras and will be by very nature antagonistic to me, and that will make your minds intensely concentrated on me. That is how, when you are inimical to somebody, then your mind keeps on going towards that again and again and again. And that will purify you. And so you will be, through that, you will get in contact with me for 3 births. By being my enemy, you will get slain by me in 3 births. And then after that, your sentence is over. Like 6 months imprisonment. So after 6 months, it is done. And you are now free. So, after these 3 births, you will again come to my abode. And that is the story. So, it ends with that. That's so the name of the God. Remembering God is all what we should do in life. That is the purpose of life. So, these 4 sages were extremely delighted to actually see and converse with Lord. They got that benefit because of what these demons did. These Jaya and Vijaya, the attendants, what they did resulted in this. So they were so happy about it. And the Lord said that to these attendants, that that will do good to you. It is a purification process. It is harsh, but it needs to be purified. Like when you scrub a pot that is covered with lot of that oils and all that stuff, burned something, then you scrub it. Then it makes noise, but it purifies it. It removes all that stain and everything. So similarly, this so-called punishment is actually a purifying process, that's all. So, and they were so happy. And Lord tells them, I could have warded it off. I had the power. But for your good, I have decided not to do that. It is, and what happened, that also is my will. It is nothing happens without my will. And Sri Ramakrishna used to say, even the leaf of a tree does not shake without the will of God. So it is will of God in everything. So that is how this chapter concludes, that devotion to God thus is what we should practice. That is what is going to fulfill our life. And so let us conclude with this closing verse. This is the third verse of Bhagavatam that we use as the closing verse. Nigamakkalpatarurgalitam phalam shukamukhadamritadravasanyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuruho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. O devotees, quaff to intoxication this nectar of the fruit of the tree of Vedas, flowing from the mouth of the great sage Shuka and mixed with the ambrosia from his words. Any questions?
Yeah. First question from Charlie. If Thakur knew the ultimate truth, why did he say that he learns every day?
That's a good question. Because in the beginning I said, what is the need of learning if everybody knows if you know the truth, ultimate? So this question is from Charlie. He says that, well, Sri Ramakrishna knew the supreme truth, then still why did he say that he learns every day? There is the famous statement of Sri Ramakrishna, Jatodin Bachi Tatodin Shikhi. As long as I live, I learn. Yes, he is learning various ways of how people live in this world. This is the relative truth, you know. He is interested in those only to see how the knowledge can be imparted in different people. So that is why he said that I learn. Secondly, it is an example that even Sri Ramakrishna tries to learn. Life is for learning. And this lesson Sri Ramakrishna is imparting through his example. That is why he said everything, pointing to his body, everything that is done by this is to set an example for others. That is why Sri Ramakrishna says that. Any other question?
Yeah. Second question also from Charlie. How do you develop longing for God when nothing seems to work?
Oh, well, you develop the longing for God by longing. Just as how do you learn walking? By walking, you know, there is no other shortcut for that. That it is, you want God, you know, to see that nothing in this world can fill the that craving in your heart. Only God can do that. And then, you know, the feeling of that craving is same, but its expression is not same in all people. So therefore, increase the craving for God by feeling that without realization of God, there is nothing else in this world. The life is just ebbing away for nothing. Life, friends, comes and goes. And if we do not realize God, it is just useless effort. What is the point in living if God is not being realized? So it has no value. That life has no value. So we have to feel this acutely. My life is otherwise a waste. So who want the life to just be a waste? That person need not think of, having the yearning for God. But if somebody does not want the life to just be a waste, will crave for God. So both these things are there. Feel that otherwise the life is a waste. And so you will feel the need for God. Yes, that is how you develop it.
Next, next question from Himabindu, Pujya Swamiji. When there is no love nor aversion to food, on sacred days, is it better to do upvas or to eat sacred prasad offered to God? Which one takes us nearer to God?
Oh, well, both of these things you expressed is an action, you know. The actions are not taking us towards God, but devotion takes us to God. So, through devotion, if we are taking prasad, that will take us to God. If there is that feeling that this is something that is sanctified by the touch of God, and so through that feeling I am taking it. It is so that touch we should feel through that prasad. I am feeling the touch of God. Then that brings me nearer to God. Same thing about fasting. It is fasting done that out of ego, that oh, I can fast 10 hours, I can fast 25 hours, I can fast for 1 month. That is not the way you can get to God. But in the name of God, okay, the sages have told one should fast from time to time, and on that day, just keep on remembering God. Do not even waste time in cooking or eating food. Keep on every minute, just keep on remembering God. Then that also purifies. It is both are purifying because of the feeling, not because of the mere action, friends. It is fasting, if imbued with that right feeling, it purifies. Also, taking prasad, if imbued by that feeling, helps to purify us and bring us closer to God. Yes.
Last two questions. Question from Sucheta Ghule. If one tortures true sage who doesn't mind it out of compassion, then will not that person get obvious punishment of his karma?
If the sage, out of compassion and out of being indifferent, does not mind torture, you can think of the example of Jesus or even Sri Ramakrishna, that there was torture by others, but they did not curse anyone. Now, will those people get punishment? Everybody will get the result of their karma. Whether somebody curses, that becomes one way that it can be delivered to this person. Like it is like a mailman, you know. That sage who cursed became a mailman, and that brought that punishment. But if this mailman is absent, other somebody will bring it, or UPS or somebody will bring it, some other courier service will bring it. So that is how you, whatever you deserve, you will get it. Like somebody sends the money through check, we get it. Somebody sends it by direct transfer, so there is no mailman that comes here for it. We see it in our account. So that is how you get it. The result of your karma, your actions, good or bad, one will get it, whether there is somebody to curse you or not. Yes.
Last question from Chris Bartolotta. Pranam Swamiji.
Yes, Chris.
If the ultimate goal is to realize that which is beyond all attributes, then why do some attain the vision of God only after realizing the attribute less?
Well, it is God is not that without attributes. God is both with attributes and without attributes. So there is no contradiction in them. That it is some get this feeling that the God without attributes is superior to God with attributes. No, dear. That very divine principle who is without attributes is with attributes also. It is sometimes, that reading some these non-dual these scriptures without a proper bent of mind or training associated with it, one makes this conclusion that the God is beyond attributes. Okay, they forget that philosophically what you are doing is giving these attributes a separate existence apart from God. These attributes do not have any separate existence. That very God appears through these attributes as well. And there is no separation like that. That is why Sri Ramakrishna said again and again that the calm water lake is also water, calm lake is also water, and the turbulent lake, that also is water. The water is sometimes thrown in waves, sometimes that very water appears to be calm. The snake that is just coiled up is also snake. That very snake starts just crawling and running. So that also is the same snake, same God with attributes, without attributes. There is no contradiction involved in that at all. Yes. Okay, any question here? So already it is late, so we shall conclude with our closing chant. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol, Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol, Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol. Hari Hari Bol, Krishna Krishna Bol. Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol. Krishna Krishna Bol, Krishna Krishna Bol. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol, Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol. Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol.